Like if you want to speak like an American, so you have to observe very clearly how he or she is speaking any word. Like in Indian, we in like if I talk about Indian people, they say international, right? International. But if you hear any American, they would say international, right? If you listen to any Indian speaker, they would say better. If you listen to any American
Hmm.
speaker, they would say better. T would become D, right? Better, right? So there are lots of variation.
Yes.
If I talk about beautiful, so India we say beautiful in three syllables, beautiful. But if you hear any American, there is only one syllable, beautiful, right? T becomes T, right? So there are lots of variation, right? So we have to listen first, right? Yes, everyone can be have the
Yes.
same American accent, but first we have to listen. So if we listen, then also we
Hmm.
will be able to speak. After listening, we also have to pronounce the same words, I think 100 times, 200 times, 300 times, 1000 times, right? If any Indian speaker
Hmm.
pronounce the same word 100 times, right? So he's also able to speak like an American speaker, right? So it's all about listening and practicing. So this is what we have to do. So hello ma'am, good afternoon, how are you? Welcome to our YouTube channel Alpha Talkers.
Hello, very good afternoon. I'm doing fit as a fiddle. Thank you so much for asking. And first of all, you welcome me, so I really feel glad because you invited me. So I'm really super duper excited to have session with you. So yeah, I'm doing great. So please tell me, how are you?
First of all, I would like to say that since you have come in our channel, so first of all, I'm very thrilled to have you, the podcast with you. And if I talk about how am I, so I'm as good as Daisy. And since you can say I belong to Bengal, and currently Durga Puja festival is going on. So as you know, like Durga Puja festival in Bengal, it's our cultural festival. So since the festival, you can say season is going, so I'm pretty good, right? And we have done a lot of shopping, right? And maybe in a day or two, like we will go in the evening to visit pandals. So yes, I'm doing great with my life. And apart from this, I'm a teacher, or I teach batches, I teach students. So with them, I enjoy a lot.
All right. And so you are also YouTuber because I when I read email, so I saw the name of Alpha Speaker.
Alpha talkers, alpha talkers.
Yes, yeah, Alpha Talkers. So this is a really unique name. So could you tell me what the meaning of Alpha Talkers?
Actually, if I talk about the meaning of Alpha Talker, so basically it's an English channel where I teach English, and in this particular channel, I do conversation. You will get the videos of conversation, podcast, lots of activities. Apart from this, also I teach structures, grammars. So the it's a very nice question, and also most of the students have asked me that the reason behind the name Alpha Talkers, right? So the reason behind the name Alpha Talkers is why I have choose Alpha Talkers rather than English, these, that, right? Which all the YouTube channel they have already grabbed. So I did not have any name left. So I thought a lot and I come up with this name. Why? Because whenever someone is learning English, if I ask you a question, if when you started learning English, when you took the initiative of this particular language, so what was your main motive, right? Why did you start learning English? Because you had one clear goal, that I want to become a fluent speaker. I want to speak like, so the people would be impressed, right? So that is the main reason you started learning English, right? But if we are learning English and at the end if you are not able to speak, so what is the result? So Alpha Talkers means our main motive, right? Like whatever you are learning, however you are learning, right, it doesn't matter, at the end you
Just
have to be a fluent speaker, right? And once you will become a fluent speaker, you can think your goal is accomplished fully. So alpha talker means the person who is able to speak fluently, right? Who has the boldness in their speaking, right? Who is courageous, who then don't sigh in front of people. No matter whatever you will give them, they are able to speak. So that is how I have come up with this name. Since it's concerned, all the things are concerned with speaking, so that is why alpha talkers. Like when the students will speak, they will show that yes, how good they are and how charming we are, right? When we are speaking, and how we are able to impress others by our unique words, phrases, idioms. So that is why, like, it will make them charismatic, right? So that is the reason
Mm-hmm.
I have come up with this name,
Okay.
alpha talks.
Wow, that's amazing. So, actually, I love to know more about you. As you mentioned, you are a teacher, you are an English trainer. So, do you take online classes or offline classes?
Actually, I take online classes because I think uh, I have tried to take online classes, but I have not found it very fruitful, because the thing which we can provide on online, like, it's not possible to provide the same thing offline. Because what happens, like, even I also was an offline student earlier in my school days, right? So if
Mm-hmm.
an offline teacher is teaching you something, right,
Mm-hmm.
in 1 hour, or suppose if an offline teacher is teaching you something in 1 week, whatever you will learn in offline classes in 1 week, you can learn the same thing on online in 1 hour, right? And there are lots of advantage to take the online classes, like you don't have to worry about pdfs notes. Because what happened in the offline institute, we used to go, like, the teacher would teach something, teacher would write something on the board, right? So it will consume
Mm-hmm.
lot of time, and after that he will tell us to note it down, right? So what
Mm-hmm.
happens, like, if he is teaching you simple present, so maybe it will take uh, 2 days, 3 days, or also he will not be able to provide many questions. But if I'm teaching
Yes, and
online,
even though we don't get a chance to do practice more and more because our all leisure time just is spent on the writing skill, right? When teacher something write on the board, just we have to jot it down.
yeah. And since the revolution of technology has come, right, so why we don't
Mhm.
take the profit out of it, right? So that is why I believe
Yes.
on. And also online, it has been proved itself that we can get so many things from online, right? Like, in
Mhm.
offline you are not able to do 50 questions in 3 days, right? But on online, if we say, like, we will simply make pdfs, right? And there are so many ai platforms, right? So we can provide you 200, 300, 400, 500 questions, as much as you want, right? And also it will save your travel cost, your traveling, right? Because if you are going to take coaching classes from an offline institute, right, so you also have to
Mhm.
keep certain time, right, to reach to that institute. And it is also not possible that in every situation you are able to take class. Like, sometimes it may thunder, sometimes it may rain, right? But if I talk about an
Yes.
online, you don't need to worry about whether you're sick, whether you are not feeling good. You just have to, you can say, join the classes online, and you just enjoy the class, right, at your home, while taking a
Yes.
sip of tea or coffee.
Yes, yes. And if we are taking like offline classes, then we need to get ready and we need to iron the clothes. There are so many activity which we have to do first before going to the any institute. So, as like mostly tuition teachers or English trainer take 1 hour or 40-minute class. So before that, we have to also spend 30 to 40 minutes to get ready to do everything with proper. Then we have to go. So instead of, I think doing this kind of activity, it's really very better for taking online class.
But you are right, but I don't agree totally with too much online things. Because what happens, the very thing which I have found, right, that since online has made our life very easy, but also at the same time it has made us quite lazy, right? So, and we don't want to be lethargic, because when the people they become lethargic, right, they face lots of health issues. So online
Okay.
has proved to be very good in terms of providing contents, quality education. But what if it should be both in an offline and in an online mode, right? So, like, yeah, if we just spend time, right, if we just think something creative, so, and if we bring these two things together, so what happened that we will not, you can say, leave the earthly nature, right? We will be also connected with the nature. So yes, online
Mhm.
has been very good,
You are
but
exactly right. But here I am talking about those kind of lady. Those are really very busy in their own life. Like there are different
homemakers
kind
basically.
of yeah, basically homemaker. I must say, become a homemaker is also not a easy task because homemaker has a compared to working woman has a lot of work as like mopping, sweeping, taking care of the family, washing clothes. So there are huge tasks for them. So that's the reason. And there are so many family members they don't allow to go outside. So uh, if we want to learn something, so we can take advantage through our home, through online classes.
Only if they get time from social media apps, because what happens, online has given us a lot of facility, but most of the time
Mm-hmm.
the people, they are busy using social medias like Insta, like they are busy making reels, right? They are busy
So
scrolling
it's
the
depend
videos
on a
on
person to
YouTube,
person.
right?
I
So
must say it's depend on to person to person.
only if there is someone to teach them, so yes, they can grab this opportunity, right? But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's up to them that what they want to do, right? But yes,
Yes,
if you
yes.
are learning a skill, not about English, any skill, because like currently if I talk about, since the era of online has come, like we can learn anything from anywhere, right? It's not like we have to
Mm-hmm.
go to that particular place, right? We have to travel, we have to spend also. It has become less expensive, right? Currently
Mm-hmm.
also we don't
Right.
have to pay too much, right? And also if up someone wants, also he can get the education for free, because if he has patience, right? Because also there are lots of videos on the YouTube, right? If someone wants to improve their English, right, they can also start take you can say watching the YouTube videos, they will learn it for free. Yeah, if they want a consistency, then yes, of course I would suggest them that they have to join the batches, so there they will have a rule, right? A regulation. So in this case, okay. But apart from this, online and offline, it's not a debate between online and offline. It's all about English. So
Yes.
tell me one thing, that okay, like when did you start learning English? When did you take this initiative, and how did you become a good speaker?
All right. So before reply this question, I would love to give my short introduction so that you can also know about me very well. So as you know that my name is Suman. I hail from Delhi and I have done my graduation apart from that NTT diploma from Punjab University. Currently, I'm doing masters in English literature and I'm a teacher by profession. I don't go any school. I just take online and offline classes at my home. And apart from that, I'm also running a, I must say, small YouTube channel. Over there, 1.4K followers. Sorry, 1.6. So I upload English conversation video, and I'm also mother of one kid. I live in a joint family. If I talk about my core of interest, so I love to spend time with my books. So that's all about me. Thank you.
Okay, so you are having a thing for books, right? So how many books you have read so far?
I don't like count how many books I read because I'm a primary teacher. So I love to read my students' story books, like English story books. So that's how I can teach them in a productive way. I can take very short time and I give them result. So that's the reason I read only classes book. I don't read any particular books.
Okay,
Yeah,
like
but I
I'm in
started,
novel. I'm in novel. Like, have you read any novel
yes,
so far?
not novel, kind of books, English literature books.
Mm, okay, like novel means like the books which is written by a author, right? So this type of like Chetan Bhagat's books, they are very famous. The Alchemist, Harry Potter's, right?
I think no, no, no. I'm like reading as like my son is study now fifth
I got it.
standard. So just
Basically,
I
you are fond
start
of reading
his
the
book.
fairy tale stories, right? And kid
Hmm.
stories, right? Okay, they are also good.
Actually,
They give us good.
I'm fond of reading anything about just English. But I always thought if I spend my quality time with my students' syllabus, so that I can provide him well education. That's the reason whenever I get free time, so I try to read my son's book and my students' book. When they have any particular holiday, then I just borrow them only one book and start reading, and after next day I will return like that.
Yeah, yeah, that is great. Okay, now let's come to the point. Like as I
How I
asked the
started my
question
English.
earlier. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. So, here in Delhi, my in-laws' home, but I raised from Chandigarh. So from my childhood, I really curiosity to speak English because I am from Mohali. So over there, people's, women's just prefer to speak English. Chandigarh is also very smart city, I can say. So, when I saw them, so I really wanted to speak English, but I didn't have idea how to start my journey, how to start speaking journey, because I started, my education from Hindi medium school. So, my English reading and understanding started very late, like after fifth standard. So, I was unable to understand what should I do. But I always thought I have to speak English. So, at that time, on the YouTube channel, also not too much content, like as if now there are so many channels available. We can speak, we can connect, but at that time I was not familiar, so I thought, how should I start English? So, what I used to do, if I any word stumble upon anywhere, just I try to jot it down in my diary, and I just repeat and repeat. I try to keep in my memory. So that's how I try to make small, small sentences. Still, I was unable to speak in front of my school teacher. As I already mentioned, I did NTT diploma from Punjab University, but over there, that college, my friends usually speak in front of the teachers only English, but I was unable to speak English at that time. So I always I always stood behind my friends because I didn't have courage to speak English. So I thought how I speak English. But I literally tell you, I hadn't any idea. I also joined one of institute, but over there just tell me little bit grammar part and just written sentences uh, they taught me. So, when I got married and after 1 year, I blessed one baby boy. So I thought now I have to speak English just because of him. If I know English, so I can teach my kid. If I don't know, so how can I guide him what is right, what is wrong? So, I again joined one of institute. So that moment again happened with me. Their teacher also don't speak English. They just taught me only grammar. So, and time passing day by day, my son's admission time come. So I went to school to took admission. So over there I saw every teacher spoke only English. So I thought, how should I talk with them? How can I talk with them? Because they all are spoke only in English. So, from that day, I thought just now I have to speak anyhow. So, one day I scrolling my phone, just stumble upon one of YouTuber. So just I used to listen a lot. And apart from while listening that particular English video, I stumbled upon one of ad. So over there, I heard about Joe's skills. So then I don't that particular application download. Then I started talking to the people like twicely, thricely in a week. So that's how I started my journey. And whatever then I started my also channel. So whatever I practice with the co-learner, and I love to upload on my channel. So that all my spoken journey.
Okay, so that is very nice. So, if I come to the conclusion point, So overall, listening activity has made you so far to become a good fluent speaker, right? And yes, one more thing I would like to tell the audience who they are listening us, that most of the time, everyone, since it is very easy to make the translation,
Mhm.
right? They are fond of making translation, right? That मैं rice खाता हूँ, I eat rice, right? Because it's easy, right? They are following a certain structure, right? They don't have to generate thoughts in their mind. But when it comes to speaking, why they are all stuck? Because they don't want to generate thoughts, right? We don't want to give efforts, right? And that is why when it comes to the speaking part, they run away, right? So all the learners don't just get stuck in the grammars, right? Because most, even you don't know that most of the, you can say, people, they are joining the classes just to learn the grammars, right? When you will be speaking with them, they will feel that okay, right, the class is not going good, right? But
Mhm.
when you will teach them grammar, right, they will feel it very good. But as you said, that you joined institute, right? And the time was passing day by day, right? But one day you realize that it is not enough. Grammar is not enough. With the grammars, we are able to
Mhm.
make certain basic structure, that is all right. But when it comes to speaking,
Mhm.
that is something different. Like if I ask you a question on the spot, so how you will be able to give the reply, right? So these things matters most. And yes, you took a good initiative to, you can say, listen to the other speakers, other foreign speakers, right? And just by
Mhm.
listening we can also improve, because first we have to listen to the good speaker, because this strategy I also try. And lots of good speaker who they want to be a fluent speaker, or who they are already fluent speaker, they have also tried to listen other first of all. Because first of all, if we
Yes.
speak without knowing, so we are not correct, we will not be correct, right? First we have to listen others,
Hmm.
and after that we have to imitate others, right? So first, when,
Yes, yes.
just like if I talk about pronunciation, most of the people
Mhm.
pronounce like pronunciation, it's wrong. Pronunciation, right? And there are lots of mistake, like most of the people say vegetable, right? It's vegetable, right? And there are so many words like sandwich, it's sandwich, right? So there are lots of
Mhm.
mistakes they do, right? So how, why they do this type of mistakes? Because they just have assumed a certain sound in their mind, and they just try to speak, but they don't want to listen
Hmm.
others, right? They just want to speak. So first we have to listen to others, and after listening to others we have to imitate. Like if you want to speak like an American, so you have to observe very clearly how he or she is speaking any word. Like in Indian, we in, like if I talk about Indian people, they say international, right? International. But if you hear any American, they would say international, right? If you listen to any Indian speaker, they would say better. If you listen to any American
Hmm.
speaker, they would say better. T would become D, right? Better, right? So there are lots of variation.
Yes.
If I talk about beautiful, so India we say beautiful in three syllables, beautiful. But if you hear any American, there is only one syllable, beautiful, right? T becomes T, right? So there are lots of variation, right? So we have to listen first, right? Yes, everyone can be have the
Yes.
same American accent, but first we have to listen. So if we listen, then also we
Mhm.
will be able to speak. After listening, we also have to pronounce the same words, I think 100 times, 200 times, 300 times, 1000 times, right? If any Indian speaker
Hmm.
pronounce the same word 100 times, right? So he's also able to speak like an American speaker, right? So it's all about listening and practicing. So this is what we have to do. So
Yes.
that is
Yeah.
good.
So here I would yes, yes. Go ahead.
No, no, that's all. Yeah, you continue.
Okay, so here I would like to love to share my way of learning. Those are really very confused. What should I do first? Like listening or clearing grammar part, or should I speaking? What should I do first? Because there are so many beginners, they always think about what should I do first. So if we want to speak English initially stage, so first of all, we have to clear all the grammar rules, not all the just tenses. We have to know about tenses. If we know tenses, so we can imitate others. So, apart from focusing grammar, you have to also speak out. Whatever you have knowledge, just try to speak out. Whether you know bit or more, just you try to speak out. And if anyone has like problem of pronunciation. So we should read books. Even though I have also pronunciation problem, but I try to read whatever I have time. So I try to read, but those are literally confused. So they have to do three things, uh, really very crucial for them: reading, speaking, and as well as working little bit work on the grammar. Because if we clear all the tenses, so we can speak, we can take help while speaking. Because initially we have to think about little bit also grammar. Once we become fluent little bit, then there is no need to think about more grammar part.
You are right, but yes, if I talk about grammars, so grammar is good, but if I talk about like if like like if someone is learning English just to speak, so he has to think in two ways. The first is he has to join a speaking oriented course. Like there are two types of English: grammar oriented English, speaking oriented English. So grammar oriented
Mhm.
English means what? It's a never ending process, right? Because there are lots of
Yes,
grammars.
exactly right. Yeah,
And
exactly
if,
right.
if I talk about Hindi, so we also don't know how many grammars are there in our Hindi language, right? There are lots of
Yes.
grammars. But still,
Mhm.
without learning those grammars, we are able to speak Hindi good, right? If I talk about English,
Mm.
so English is same. There are lots of grammar, so we don't need to learn every grammar. But yes, it is up to us that how advanced we wanna go, right? Because if I say,
Mhm.
like if someone is has started learning English, it has been only a week or two. So first, as you know, that the be verb, what is MR, these type of things, like, and tenses, and also they should have the good knowledge of verbs, right? And apart from this, a little bit knowledge about models. And if they want to go more advanced, so they have to work, actually not work, they have to be a researcher if they want to
Mhm.
become an advanced level learner, right? That,
Mhm.
like, sometimes what happens that we say want to go, I want to eat, right? Or I wanna talk, or want to talk, right? Just let's suppose to an infinity, right? To go, to eat, right? To play. But there are also other cases we use ing with to, like to eating, to going, right? To playing.
Mhm.
So most of the students sometimes they confuse. Like, we know that after to we use first form verb, right? But sometimes I see that okay, after to we also use ing. So how is it possible? So they just have to keep their eyes on, right? Okay, where this concept is being applied, or what are the exceptions? Because also if someone is learning grammar, so they don't have to depend on the rules, because like there are lots of exceptions, right? The rule you have
Mm, that is,
recently learned, so it is not
yes.
mandatory that the same rule will apply everywhere, right? There the
Mhm.
exception will come, and you have to be very conscious about it, right? So
Yes, yes.
I would suggest them that even though you are learning English, so don't think that I will learn English in 1 month or 2 months, in 3 months and 4 months, and after that I will stop. Because once you will stop, after 4 months, you have given 4 months of your life to learn English, and after that if you stop learning, then after 4 months you will be in the same position where you were before, right? So that is
Yeah,
the thing I
right.
would suggest, right? To keep learning,
Hmm.
right? And like never stop. Because what happens once you will stop, you will be in the same position where you were before. But if you just keep improving, so you would improve a lot, right? So that is the thing, it's all
Yeah,
about
exactly
improvement,
right.
right?
Yeah, that is what I also mentioned. There is no need to focus each and every part of grammar. Just we need to little bit like verb, as you already mentioned, verb, tenses, and modals, and little bit preposition also.
Yeah, actually this thing what happens, I also have found, if I talk about my experience. So there were certain things I knew very well, but there are many things I didn't know. I learned how I learned while speaking with others. Whenever I was speaking, or whenever I was having conversation with others, right? So I used to
Mhm.
observe, okay, how the person is speaking. So I came across so many new words, so many prepositions, right? So many, you can say, a different type of grammar structure. And after that I tried to find out, okay, how, what is the meaning, or where we are supposed to use this, right? Just like suppose when I'm doing conversation with you, right? You said in the beginning,
Mhm.
I'm fit as fiddle. right? I'm as fit as fiddle, right? So what is the meaning of as fit and fiddle, right? So if I try to find out just the meaning, so we can find out easily with the help of chat gpt. There are also other AI platform. That means I'm good. We can also say as good as Daisy, right? I'm good, right? I'm doing great, right? Can't be better, right? So we have to be a good observer. Okay, the person has
Yes.
spoken this thing, so where should we
Mm-hmm.
use this thing, and we have to research on that particular thing, right? If you have
Mm-hmm.
used any phrasal verb, or like I have come across, or get into, right? Something like this. So you don't know the meaning of
Hmm.
get into, you don't need to do anything. You just focus on that particular thing. You try to know that thing, what is it, and that is how you will learn,
Yeah.
right? There is
I
no
totally
structure.
resonate with your point.
Yes.
Observation is really very remarkable in English role.
Yeah, so that is the thing, right? But yes, it's all about how much effort we are giving, right? And it's all about effort, right? So basically, like, before we end this podcast, right, what are the advice you would like to give, because you also belong to a Hindi medium school, right? And you improved because you can say predicted beforehand that I might face the challenges if I don't learn English, you can say now. So the very advice or the last suggestion, what you would like to give to our dear audience, so they are watching our video.
I think I already mentioned everything. Uh, Whatever we have to do, as like if we really want to speak English, and we know very well grammar part, but we never ever try to speak English. So this is also not working. If so here I would love to suggest to those are really enthusiastic learner. So as you already see on the video, there is Subham sir. They take English classes. So if anyone wanted to speak English, so they can join course Alpha Talkers. Can email him, and they can talk easily. And I think you have also Instagram ID. So please mention Instagram ID so that people uh, can connect you directly. And there is no need to mention. Otherwise, you can also mention on your video also.
Yeah, yeah,
If you want,
like
so
it
you
will be
can.
on the description link, right? If you want to go through our Instagram ID or you can say YouTube channel, so like this description will be there, right? And on the video you will
Mhm.
get the information, right? And also the contact number which is given, right? You can also contact if any one of you are interested to join our batches or classes, right? So like we have multiple classes, right? Like we have done a little bit changes in our batches. Like we have many types of batches for many different students. Like I have batches for basic learner. There is a basic batch where I teach the student from the scratch, right? And after learning basic, right, if the student is good or an intermediate level, right, so for them there is
Mhm.
an advanced batch where I teach the advanced topic like conditional sentences, right? Because it is very important to think hypothetical things, right? When you
Mhm.
are facing any
Right.
hypothetical questions, right? If
Mhm.
I were a bird, I would love to travel, right? So this type of questions. And apart from this, there are many advanced things like which actually you would not find easily, right? No one actually teach this thing like inversion, right? Inversion
Mhm.
is there, right? Like how do you say the same thing in a different way? Like I have never eaten pizza before, never have I eaten pizza before, right? So this type of
Mhm.
interjection, and there are lots of things, right? In advanced structure, if I say, right, subjunctive mood,
Yes.
right? So there are many things. And also I focus on advanced vocabulary, because yes, if you think that you would be an advanced speaker, so your vocab should be good, right? If I talk about
Yes. Exactly right.
simply you are beautiful, right? So apart from beautiful, there are many ways to say you are beautiful, like you are stunning, you're gorgeous, right? You are looking aesthetic, right? You're taking my breath away. So there are many ways to say these things, right? So we also need to work on these things. And once the student are done with the advanced batch, now the student is able to speak, able to, you can say, listen, able to understand all the things. So there is a very unique batch that's called elite hustler batch. So elite hustler is not for everyone, it's only for those who they are able to speak and listen English properly, only they can join this batch. It's a communication batch, and here I conduct lots of activities. If like the audience go through my videos, right, there are lots of activities I have conducted, like Superman, these, that, right? So basically lots of games and activities, debates, role play. So that is how I run this batch. So only if you are interested, so you can contact on the given number, right? So thanks
Okay.
for coming us to our YouTube channel, right, to join us with the with the podcast. And yes, we have uh, gathered a pretty good knowledge about that if a student who is going to take the initiative of learning English, what are the areas they need to work on, right? How they should start, and ultimately our uh, main goal should be speaking, right? So we have to focus
Mm-hmm.
on speaking and speaking only, right? Grammar we need to learn, but we don't have to just stick on the grammar, right? We just
Yes, right.
also have to start speaking, right? Because that is
Yeah, right.
most important, that we have to start speaking as soon as possible. Start speaking. So okay, thank
Yes.
you, ma'am. Nice.
Okay, thank you so much to you also for inviting me. Okay,